Nice.
We are now on the air. We are now live.
Cool.
How do we tell?
You need the link to the actual broadcast?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll Skype
I'll
it.
mute the broadcast, but I want to see this.
There you go.
Thank you. Nice.
We are now. We are live.
How do we tell? Sweet.
Need the link to the actual broadcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it? I'll Skype it.
I'll mute the broadcast. I want to see this. If you're watching the stream yourself, just remember to mute the stream.
Yeah.
Those avatars are so adorable.
I know. I really like the new stuff. It's
live.
Yep, we are actually live. It actually works, so. The link to the actual broadcast? Yeah, you want it? I'll Skype it. Who all is sending from who?
If you're watching the stream yourself, just remember to mute the stream.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So, now that we're live, in case we decide to keep this and we don't trash it, these are the full avatars that Mel's been working on. Yep, we are actually live. It actually worked. So, the actual podcast. Yeah, you want it? I'll Skype it. Who all is sending from who? Somebody doesn't have theirs muted.
I haven't clicked on it yet.
So, now that we're live,
I do.
we decide to keep this and we don't crash it. These are the full avatars that Mel's been working on.
Alright, question. How do I get out of the staff room in Equestria Homes? Just walk through the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of.
I can't get out. My vampire butt can't get out. It's locked.
Trapped here forever.
You people have trapped me in the staff room. I'm gonna starve.
We have officially kidnapped you. You are kidnapped.
You can't kidnap Dimitri. He'll starve. He doesn't eat ponies. He eats people.
Hold on. I'll lead you.
Alright, hold on.
Follow me.
There we go. Yay!
You're free. I have freed you onto Equestria.
Yeah, we might have to unban Mortain out of Equestria, though I already told you I won't go in there with that alt. So
Yeah.
Dimitri can get in. Because
Yeah.
he's on the same account with Mortain.
Okay. Anyway, this is Mel working on the full avatar that will be the new avatar for Equestria. Once we get it up and, everything done and it added. We've got Mortain here. Yes, we've settled our differences. She's actually in the chat watching us work on avatars, so you have to know we have. And myself, of course, because, I own everything, so I've got to be here. So everybody say hi.
Hi.
Moo.
Everybody but Mortain. Mortain says moo.
I'm a cow. Secretly, I'm a cow.
We're all a little cow at heart.
That's right. We go moo and we eat grass and we give milk.
Or something like that.
Or something like that.
So,
We are meat puppets.
this is 4 a.m. goofing off for the development team of Equestria.
Hell yeah, these conversations get weird fast.
Yeah, they can. They really can. But we are testing the ability to share and be able to show everybody what's going on. We are not the only ones that will be doing this. Our coding development team at some point will also be doing this. I'm hoping I can get Gyro K and 4Speed on board to do this. They kind of like to stay in the shadow, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. Of course, this is not our entire development team. We actually have a total of 4 patchers now on staff. We have Mel, Kanu, Mortain, and Bygone. Kanu and Bygone are in bed, though.
Yes, I will be Mortain. We'll be doing portraits for the locals and the base avatars. Starting on Tuesday, I'm gonna start with, I believe request was Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle, and the other one I forget.
Applejack.
Applejack, yeah.
Those are the ones we have our peers for so far.
Yep, and I've got to, yay, it gives me an excuse to watch the show, so I can get show accurate imagery for the locals and stuff for our players that play those avatars and whatnot. So Tuesday I'll be doing sketches, and throughout the week I'll be doing the portraits. Shouldn't take me long. I'm fairly fast at it. So.
Couple of the big things that we've got going for the avatars are we're going to have a full set, of course. Everything's going to have Mayor and Stallion. We're going to have Filly and Colt. We're going to have male and female of Dragon, Spike. We're working on newborns. We have the entire set of the main 6, including Unicorn and Alicorn Twilight, so we can actually play through the storyline. We are working on a new temporary map with new floors and all. Kanu is doing that. She's also doing touch-ups to the base, to the Alicorn, well, to all of the avatars that we got from Kuroku. Some of them, the poses were a little messed up. This avatar was originally made by Ferocity, and it really doesn't even look anything like the original avatar at this point. I think the head's sort of the same.
Yeah, I just all I did was fix up the eyes so the far eye wasn't all weird and squinty, and I also fixed up the ears so they're more aligned. They're close enough.
Kanu wants to know if you want to set up a broadcast for Tuesday? Tuesday?
Possibly. Tuesday I gotta see what I got going on in real life. I might have kids to deal with.
Because Kanu says that she'll be off that day, and you'll probably be sketching that day, so she'll be working on the base, getting the base straightened out, and you'll be sketching, and I'm not sure what we'll have Mel doing at the time. We may have her editing the foals into Colts or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I can do.
Wow,
So,
that breathing looks good.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
That back hump really accentuates the breathing of the avatar.
Yeah. So, as you can see, we haven't actually just, abandoned Equestria. We have been working on it. It's just been a slow process, and we've just now started getting a good amount of patchers together. For the longest, it's only been Kanu, and she's been trying her best to do it all by herself. Now she has minions, so she will use them at her disposal however she sees fit. So we're working on it. It's a slow process, but we haven't given up on Equestria, and we hope you guys haven't given up on us.
Hmm. I did want, I'm not sure if you have anything like that, but there was something I had been thinking about, like when I still had my Pony Dream app,
Hmm.
that I noticed that one of the people who went there did, Nyota. Like,
Hmm.
I was just wonder if you have like a roll up about people making OCs, like having the existing connections to canon characters. Like, because when people make characters that have existing connections like that without having it role played out first, it really imposes on the people who are playing those canons, which can be very annoying. I was
Yeah,
wondering if you might have a roll up about that.
we don't, but it would probably be something that we would probably have to put a rule up about because you say that, you went to school with AJ and she's your best friend and you come into the dream and AJ's hanging out in the dream and she don't know you, that really messes up, all the RP. She doesn't.
Yeah, yeah, it just really imposes on that player if you have a character that already knows or is connected to them somehow without, role playing it out first.
Right. I
It's
think
just very
everything like that
troublesome.
should really be role played out. Like
Yeah,
with Queen Chrysalis, if you're a changeling, you probably know her.
yeah.
There's
They
there's no
probably,
other real option for that.
yeah. I'm sure, although they probably have to account for like any special connections though. Like if you make a changeling character that you try to say is her, I don't know, her advisor or something, then that's probably going to be a bit, it probably impose on your character as Chrysalis, because you
Yeah,
haven't really had any, you don't have anything like that already set out in roleplay.
yeah. So, but like changelings, she'd probably already know them as the queen of the changelings, unless they're from another hive, which we will be allowing other hives. So
Yeah.
they don't have to be a part of Chrysalis's hive. Um, but like I do play Twilight also. As soon as it gets approved, hopefully. And I really wouldn't like it if somebody come in and was like, "Oh yeah, I went to school with you at Celestia's school and da 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 da, and I'm your best friend," and it's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I think I remember Nyota tried to bring in a character that he was trying to claim was uh, Princess Luna's son or something, and I was like, no way, you can't roleplay him here because Princess Luna does not have any children.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely not. That's something that's so beyond not canon that
Yeah,
you can't be a kid to a canon character. You can be like a family member that they don't know about, like a nephew or an uncle or something.
yeah, like maybe like some extended family of the Apple family or something.
Right, because we know there's apples everywhere.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges and cherries and all kinds of stuff. Lemons. Well, you're Domitius Lemon, his second cousin, AJ's third cousin, twice removed on Aunt Linda's side. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that AJ particularly knows you. That just means that you're in the family line and you're visiting, and you'd still have to role play out your connection with that character.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just one thing that like bothered me so much about uh like when I still had my dream up and whatever. Like just having someone trying to bring in a character that had some connection they never role played out. It was like, no, that never happened.
Yeah. So.
Like if you like, I understand if you're like writing a story where that happens, that's your deal. You can just go write your fan fiction or whatever, but you can't bring that stuff into a dream with people playing those canons that you're saying you're connected to. Like I think I even had somebody, actually two people. They were Alicorn OCs. Um, they both tried to claim they knew the princesses or something. Like one of them tried to claim to be the princess's brother or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we will be allowing alicorns, but there will be a strict application for it. We'll only allow so many. We will be allowing male alicorns. There will be a male alicorn local, but there's still going to be. You have to have a background, a good background for your character. It can't just be, yeah, he was born an alicorn. You have to
Yeah.
have a background, and we prefer for you to apply for it and be a full, and then RP it out through Dream of actually getting your alicorn status, not
Yeah.
just walking in as an adult alicorn saying, yeah, I'm an alicorn, I want to be an alicorn.
Yeah, I just had it set up in my dream that people could be allowed to roleplay an Alicorn OC, but they have to be an ascended Alicorn,
Yeah.
and they can't be immortal because well, I'm not really sure if the ascended ones are immortal or if their lives are just longer or whatever. But I just had it set up that they can't be immortal and they can't have lived like thousands of years already
Right.
or something.
Yeah, we actually had it set up where we've got Force Speed actually working on fixing it, but we had a battle code that we had started that that had magic in it, and you could actually cast magic and fight others, and you could pick who you fought and everything. And we were gonna allow for alicorns to have all the forms of magic, by all the spells, and then they had to create their own spell in their application, tell us what the spell did, what it looked like, and what have you, and then we would have our patcher create said spell so that they could use it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I do have an alicorn avatar, Holly Snow. She is the princess of Olympia, which is in the Crystal Mountains, the snowy mountains up by the Crystal Empire.
Yeah.
But she is also the pony alt version. She's the pony version for Queen Chrysalis. And
Hmm.
it's actually the Changeling Empire. All the changelings live there underneath the castle, and nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's her cover. And her spell is Blizzard. She can make blizzards out of nothing. And she uses it for, like, when it comes winter, she helps the ponies make winter.
Yeah.
That's her job. That's how her spell works.
Yeah, I think I also had it to where, like, if someone was going to roleplay an Alicorn OC, they also had to be from, like, a different country or something. Like, they could just make up their own kingdom and their own country and whatever, and use that, and, because I can imagine, like, there can only be so many royal Alicorns living in Equestria.
Yeah. So, and we actually will be having on the new forum that we're working on, we will be having an area in the top where it drops down and it actually shows you the census for Equestria. It shows you how many alicorns, how many earth ponies, how many, how many of the others that there are. So you can
Yeah.
see, who all's on the census. You have to apply for the census, of course, once you get added to the dream as an approved RP, or you become part of the census.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of ideas. Mortain, are you still with us?
Working on it. I'm just kind of cruising
Got it.
around online, listening, letting you guys, talk. And
Listening to the chat and the ideas?
trying not to fall asleep.
Oh.
Hmm. That I'm playing on watches.com, which is a wolf breeding customization pet sim type game that I've been on for like 9 years.
Yeah, I remember I had one, but I like gave it to somebody else because didn't want it anymore.
I do have a Watcher site too, but I haven't been on it for a while.
Yeah.
I just counted all of my customs that I have myself. I've got two other people's customs in my cave that I share a cave with. I've got almost 100 customs.
Dang.
Wow.
Well, the reason why that is because back when they didn't have wallpapers for the customs, Mike, the gentleman who was the coder at the time, made what was called the blue wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's only like anywhere from like 10 to 15 of these on the entire game. And me and everybody in my little chat room at the time got one. And after about 4 months of having it, somebody came to me and says, "Hey, I hear you have a blue wallpaper. I'll give you 2,500, count them 2,500 crazy wager points, which is their cash currency for that damn blue wallpaper." I said yes. I'm not. I may be crazy, but I'm not stupid. So I basically got $2,500 in currency to sell this unique, damn near one of a kind wallpaper. I've got two what's called purple grid wallpaper, which is like the second or third wallpaper that came out, and there's like I want to say less than 100 of them on the game, and I've got two of them. And Apollo, my trademark signature Waja that is everywhere on the site as a mascot, has one, and then Barricade, one of my Transformers customs, has another one. So, and I've had people offer me, $300, $400, or $500 crazy wager points for one. I told them no because they belong to my customs. Apollo has his. He's not getting rid of his. Apollo has a top hat and a tutu and a whole monocle and a whole bunch of other rare stuff on him. And the top hat's worth like I think 1,000 crazy wager points right now. Nobody can afford to buy one.
Wow.
And I traded for that one. I think I traded like 10 crazy wager points and like 2 customs for it. So, and this is many, many, many years ago when, crazy wager points cost, I think, like 2 million in currency, and it was a really good game, and now it's just like super stagnant. I don't know why I stay on it.
Yeah.
Just one of those things that,
Community's
when it
pretty
started and we've been on it for so long and we've invested so much money in it that we just stick with it.
Yeah.
I've only ever paid $75 into watches, and that was to buy my forever account in the first 3 months of the game. My account is 3 months shy of being on the birthday of wages. I've been there since month 3, and
Wow.
Astuco, the owner of the sim, didn't have this registered as a business at first until like year 3. And in year 2, she ran a divine token sale that netted her $750,000 in sales. Before the sale went
Mm.
into place, the search engine would bring up all the generation and everything. I looked up Gen 1 custom divines. There was only 56 of them on the site. After the sale was over, a couple months after the sale was over, there was over like 30,000 of them or 40,000 of them. So
Wow.
people bought in droves to buy these damn things, and it netted about at the low end $750,000. And I talked to her about Uncle Sam and the IRS going, if you get caught with this kind of money, you're going to prison for 10 years. You need to make a business. And so she did. There's good money to be made in Sims. There really
Yeah.
is if you get a good idea. You know, I'm half tempted to open a My Little Pony Sim, but I'd get shut down by Hasbro.
Right? You could
I
do a
would.
mock,
Do a what?
like not really look like My Little Pony.
There's
Oh,
already a sim out there like My Little Pony. It's called Pony Island, but it's like $14 a month to play.
wow.
It sucks.
It's a market that you might be able to, make something unique but sort of like it, and then still be able to charge less and still be able to make money on it.
hmm Right now with Rig and More is my main focus in life. Furcadia is my first love online. You know, I've been in Furcadia for almost 17 years now.
Yeah.
15, 16, yeah, just over 16 years. My 16th year was on the 9th of this month. And I'm entering my 17th year. I joined April 9th, 1999, 3 years into Furcadia's life. And how I found Furcadia is I was playing a Vampire the Masquerade game called New Bremen, and it had advertisements on it, and on the side I was a furry at the time, you know, fairly new into the furry stuff and into the furry community, though I've always been a furry all my life. And I saw the advertisement for Furcadia, and I'm all like, oh, this looks interesting, and just fell in love with it. Really, really did.
Yeah, I first started playing because my sister's friend Danielle showed me the game.
Yeah.
I did play around on it for like a little bit, I think, and then I stopped using it for maybe like almost a year, and then I remembered it and got back on again, and then I just kind of got hooked.
Right.
Yeah, I started for Katie, I want to say my daughter's 11, so almost 12 years ago. And I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was bored, and I had nothing to do. And I had a friend that did mudding. And I didn't
Right.
really like mudding because there was nothing visual about it. So I was just like, I looked up MMORPGs. I'd recently gotten into RuneScape, and I pulled up this list of them, and Furcadia was on this list, and I was looking at it, I was like, this looks interesting, so I logged into Furcadia. I made my first character, which was Aphrodite Lovin. I still have
Right.
her, and
Right.
and I started running around, and that was back when roleplay was everywhere, and the feral
Hmm.
scene was just starting, and I couldn't really find anybody that would talk to me because they were all about the, oh my god, you're a noob, because I didn't know how to roleplay or anything at the time.
Yeah, all the elitists.
Yeah, and so I ended up in the Crystal Moon, which was in Furren. It was in front of that little, uh, like, bird bath in Fallon's Truth or Dare pool, the old version.
Right.
And I ended up in there, and I was hanging out, and that's where I met Four Speed under the name Natural 1985. And he was goofing around one day and decided to smack his hairy little boys on the table and
Gross.
scream because he hurt himself. And he worked with me. He taught me how to role play and everything, and I hung out there for the longest. And then it went
I
down.
remember, I remember that dream. It was really pretty.
I actually have a copy of it. Torrin Teamer was one of the original staff in it, and the lady who left, who owned it, quit. And I own the alt now, the Crystal Moon, and I have the map, the Crystal Moon map.
Nice.
I've done work to it and updated it more and what have you, but it's still got all the same elements in it. It's just made for regions and whatever. I compacted it, added a few extra new, better patches to it and what have you.
Nice.
So.
Anyhow, as much as I would like to stay here, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to be up in like 8 hours.
Aw.
Alrighty.
So I am going to concede defeat. You guys have fun with your live stream. Congratulations on the new avatars. They are looking absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you very much, Mortain.
And thank you, Puzzleman, for giving me another chance. You are such a sweetheart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good night, girls.
Good night.
Oh goodness.
What?
So when are you ready to turn in?
I probably still got a few hours in me. Because I was like passed out all day yesterday.
I was too, because somebody kept me up till 5 o'clock in the morning working on bases.
Yeah.
We won't say who, but somebody did. So. Oh goodness. My puppy is chewing on my fingers again. She's decided to wake up.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm a chew toy again. Her and her big dark eyes.
Yeah.
Just seem to always be
but
watering, like she's always crying. I don't know.
yeah, last night we finally got to help my sister take her dog back over to her apartment because she finally got the papers that will make that apartment place let her keep her dog.
That's good.
Yeah, because my sister had her ever since she was like a puppy, and she didn't want to give her up for adoption anywhere or put her in a pound. You know, I just can't believe how nosy people can be. Like, you can't take pictures of somebody without their permission.
Unless you're a private investigator, and I'm probably not a private investigator. You gotta have all kinds of license for that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Lots of money.
Yeah, well, whoever it was can, shove it, because no matter what they do now, they'll never be able to get my sister to give up her dog or whatever, or they can't rat on them anymore because they've got papers now.
Yep. These avatars really are looking good.
Yeah, I still can't believe that you had to pay $25 for that piece of crap that I, was working on before. Like, that avatar was just terrible.
God, if we had started this stream yesterday and people had seen that, the person who did it would probably never have anybody ever do any work for them again.
Yeah.
I think that was a finished project that they sent to somebody and then didn't even finish the commission. after getting
Yeah.
all the money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do, do avatars, but like since they're still so tedious for me, like it's not really making the positions or anything, because I can grind out an avatar like just a base unshaded base pretty quickly.
Yeah, you did it
And
yesterday. You grinded out. You redid the entire avatar, and I think you did it in like 2 or 3 hours.
yeah, like I can grind out a unshaded base and then spend time picking at it until it looks good. But when it comes to shading, I just dig my heels in and take forever on shading it. And it's just because of how long I take on avatars, especially depending on whether I feel motivated or not, is so just the reason why I haven't really made any commissions out of it because,
Yeah.
if I were to do avatars for somebody, they'd probably be very unhappy with how slow I am. So it's just not something I
I don't know.
bother.
We've got Kuroku working on an alicorn base, and it's been a month so far, and I'm still patiently waiting.
Yeah,
I'm pretty patient with it because I understand it takes a while to get them done. It's a lot of work.
yeah,
So I try to be pretty
yeah.
patient.
I think the neck on her avatar does need to be shortened a bit because it does look pretty long.
It does. She knew it. I said something to her about it. She said she was going to try to refine it, and she's just been busy with her plushies and her other commissions.
Oh
The
yeah,
the bases and stuff for me are secondary because she may have signed on to do the entire set, but she ended up deciding she didn't want to. At the point that we had, so she tried to give us somebody else she thought could match the style, and they didn't.
oh
So
yeah. If ever it comes down to it, I could probably help finish it or something.
well,
Or
figure you can finish off the Philly bases, doing the Pegasus and the Unicorn version, splitting them down into the 3 versions for us, and then editing those into the Cult bases. And
yeah.
then if all else fails from there, we can have you start working on the Elder bases
Ooh.
because we're doing Elder ponies.
Yeah.
We want people to be able to go through the entire life cycle of a pony from newborn to elder, not just full adult, and that's as far as you get. We want them to be able to go through the entire life cycle of a pony.
Yeah.
And plus, there's elders in the show like Apple Strudel and Granny Smith, and they need an avatar.
Yeah.
So, which elder ponies and all that has always been a part of the plan for Equestria.
Yeah.
We just never got that far with the first avatar maker, and then of course the second avatar maker didn't get that far either.
Yeah.
But luckily I believe, finally found somebody that can match the style, so we can continue on with our avatars through there.
Yeah.
Or Kanu, she's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I saw. And when she was talking, I could hardly hear her.
Yeah, I had to turn down everybody else's microphones and turn hers up all the way so that we could hear her to the point that we could.
Yeah.
And Mortain and mine are turned down really low, and that's because I know I have a loud voice. So I make sure that I try to turn it down lower. And she has a loud voice, so I turned hers down lower also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's at like maybe a hair from being off, and yours is a little over halfway. And hers was the same as mine.
Yeah. Google, please.
But it's nice to be able to stream what we're doing, and this way the community can stay, you know, can see that we're working.
Yeah.
We thought about just waiting until we had it all done and then just uploading it, be like, bam, look what we did. But, with us being like we've been for so long and the dream just pretty much looking stagnant, we need to let them know that no, we're not really stagnant. We have actually been working. We've just not had,
Yeah.
a lot of people working on it, but now we've got a crew that's working on it and we're getting things done, and it will be updated quicker than, whatever. We were originally going to wait for the 32-bit update because, we just didn't want to have to redo everything all over again.
Yeah. I think that's what my boyfriend was saying, that he really hopes the 32-bit update will come around, because then it'll make it a lot easier to make things, especially for him. Because right now, even just like trying to make items, because we were making we were going to make a Saber roleplay dream, kind of based off of this one city in the game Monster Hunter called Locklack.
Yeah.
It was I think it was in a online only area or something that they eventually took the server down of. But we were making a dream based on Locklack, and we were trying to make all custom items for it. And I even made a better Saber Av, because there's not that many Saber avatars out there.
There's really
I know
not.
it's so. Yeah, there's that one old Black Blood Alliance avatar that they edited into a Saber, and I think there was like some other artist that made one, except I don't really like it that much because it's very big and chunky looking.
That would be am God or whoever.
Yeah.
The issue is that their computer actually died because I had a friend that wanted a Saber Dream made, and I spoke to them about it, and they told me that their computer died and they lost that file.
Oh, dang.
Unfortunately. So there's a baby one out there too, but I don't know about that one. But being it matched, am God's avatar, and that adult's gone now, I didn't really see much of a point in attempting to get in touch with them over the baby.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still just trying to finish the entrance area of Locklack right now, and I asked my friend Kaylor to help me shade the avatar because I'm very slow on it. And since I was still working on shading my horse avatars, I asked her to do it, but I know she has college, so I know she would be like a bit slow on it because of that.
Yeah.
So it's like I just ask her every now and then how it's going.
Yeah, I turned out a fast Saber Dream in 6 hours. And it's just a bunch, it's the edits that Mortain has of actually Swithkill's avatars.
Yeah.
That I put in it and what have you, and I turned it out pretty quick. I uploaded it as Land of the Lost, and I was doing RP in Yellowstone at the time, but then had issues with the RP that I was in and whatever, and I left there on all my alts. I've got my alt agate hanging out in what is it? Wild Horse Canyon.
Yeah.
My alt Kilo is not online, and my alt Alpha S is in the temporary map for Feral Utopia.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way things were handled with that RP situation. It wasn't fair, I didn't believe, and the way it was done.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call out the RP situation or anybody in it because, I find that rude. But it just wasn't, I just don't like how it was done. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've done any sort of wolf role play. Well, I do have an alt in Yellowstone, but I haven't really logged on in like a few days. But it's been a while since I did any wolf role play, because I remember I used to do some like years ago. It was in Wolves Moon Heaven, and I think one of my friends had joined a pack there, and they wanted me to join because the character at the time was the brother to his. And when I tried to apply for the pack, I couldn't think of a history for the character, so I just made one up.
Yeah.
And they started crapping on me just because my history wasn't that interesting. Because I looked at all of their characters' histories, and it's all like edgy and emo and whatever. I was like, ew.
Well, my alt that I was RPing on is a pit bull, a feral pit bull.
Yeah.
And being attacked by two large wolves at once. So they refuse to use a dice system, and I RP dice system when I RP my feral characters. I RP with a dice system.
Yeah.
I do a role play post, and then I role play to see if the attack hits. And then before this next player posts, they roll a dice of the same size. If their dice roll is higher than my dice roll, they get to dodge the attack. If mine is higher, then they take the attack.
Yeah.
And then at the end of their post, they roll a dice, and then I roll a dice for defense in the beginning of my post, and then whatever it turns up being affects my post. But they refuse to do they refuse to use dice.
Yeah.
And, I told them beforehand, if both of your characters are going to attack my character, I find that unfair.
Yeah.
And when the first post from one of the characters pretty much tells me that if I don't turn and face him, he's going to grab my character by the throat. And if I do turn to face him, his mate's going to grab my character. I mean, they're automatically going straight for a kill first post.
Well, yeah, that's thrill killing, isn't it? And I think that's one of the things I hate about feral role players is that they'll do this. They'll write up a post that's a constant string of, if you do this, I'll do this. If you do this, I'll do this. And it's that's just unfair and also completely ridiculous, because you're just trying to box that person's character in and it's impossible to dodge or protect yourself from that because they do something so ridiculous.
And I was being forced to roleplay.
Yeah.
By somebody high up in the dream. I was being forced to roleplay that, and I refused to roleplay it, so I was no longer allowed in the dream.
Yeah. I really hate dreams like that. In general, I think I just kind of hate no consent or dreams that force you to roleplay no consent, because then that means anybody can come up and do whatever they want to your character, and you can't
Yeah,
protect
I was
yourself.
pretty much told that the only way for me to claim thrill killing was if I role played the role play and they killed me. Then I could claim thrill killing. But until they killed me, I couldn't claim that it was a thrill killing fight.
Hmm.
Although they clearly posted that they were trying to grab me by the throat,
Yeah.
which to me is clearly an attempt on thrill killing.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of favoritism going on in the feral dreams nowadays, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, I was gonna turn the Dark Forest into a just realistic feral role play, because in general, like, this the setting I have, the forest setting I have in it now seems like it'd fit that better than, fantasy.
There's really no fantasy feral dreams around anymore, though.
Yeah, I was going to try to remake Vesmora's map and then upload that, and it could be the fantasy feral roleplay dream. And then I could just run the Dark Forest for like realistic.
Yeah, that's when I decided to, because I had had an idea for Feral Utopia for a really long time, but I hadn't really, buckled down on it. And then
Yeah.
I had commissioned you for the map, and then all that happened. And I mean, to begin with, it was like, okay, I've commissioned her for the map. The map's in the works. It's no big deal. It'll get done when it gets done. And then all of a sudden, all that happened, and it was just like, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm gonna create this stream. I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna, go from there. I just, you know, it just ended up a situation where I just didn't want to. And then we started working on My Little Pony. I have a question. Why is there a line in her hoof?
Where at? Oh, that's just like well, like how the underside of hooves, like they have,
Oh,
like,
okay.
they have like a hollow, or like slight hollow or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I could probably make that line a little lighter so it's not weird.
Yeah, it's a little, like, what is that? I just saw there was a random line going up through her leg. I was like, why does she have a line in her leg? Leave it to me.
Yeah. Oops.
Have
Yeah,
you
like so far. Hmm?
have you seen Lauren's lovely tag on her Skype right now?
Uh,
The mood. It says patch by patch, code by code. Together we can make a dream that will be the dream every pony
oh
should know.
yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Verity's song in that one
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. I thought it would be cute as a status message for the dream, because it's pretty much what we're doing. We're working on it patch by patch and code by code. Slowly putting back together Equestria.
Yeah.
I mean, it's forever in the making, but eventually it'll be.
Yeah.
Good things take time.
Yeah, I kind of hated all that drama that happens. I mean, well, we already talked about, and not to talk, but yeah.
Drama's a part of life. We just have to, learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
And sometimes, unfortunately, drama has to happen for something to become better.
Yeah. Like, man, I really wish I never, ever, ever showed Nyota my pony dream. Because, like, all of his ideas and stuff were so ridiculous and self centered. Like, role plays with him weren't really all that fun because he always made it about his character. And,
Yeah, there are things like that that happen, and you just have to. You can't let it run you away from things. I mean, if I let things run me away from things, Equestria wouldn't still exist right now.
yeah.
You just have to be like, well, that's their prerogative. That's, them, not me. And, they can be whoever they want to be or do whatever they want to do, but I don't have to take part in it, you know,
Yeah.
and go from there.
Yeah, I also learned from my friends, like, kind of recently, that apparently Nyota didn't believe in commissioning artists to do art for him. Like, that's just terrible way to look at things. I mean, because somebody spends, a lot of their time drawing something for you, they deserve to be paid for it. You
Right.
can't treat artists like your personal slaves or something.
Yeah.
And he spends a lot of his time on For Affinity, was it? Like, just begging artists for free art, and then when they don't give him free art, or if they won't draw his OCs, he throws a fit about it in his journals. He's just a terrible man child.
People, they're just, I guess the best way to say it is some people just never grow out of high school.
Yeah, they really don't. He's also been like, I think he also made like 2 journals talking crap about me too.
It
Like,
happens.
even after all the art I've drawn for him and how nice I was, it's just weird and terrible and
It
childish.
just best to just, not think about it, put it behind you and grow from it.
Yeah. It did put me off, finally put me off of pony roleplay for a while. That's why I took my dream down. 'Cause I just couldn't,
Well,
you
everything
know.
happens for a reason. If you hadn't taken your dream down and everything, then you wouldn't be helping Equestria now. So
Yeah.
everything always happens for a reason. It's horrible that, bad things happen and stuff gets messed up, but, at the same time, it all happens for a reason. And eventually, the people come together that have all been, something has happened to them, and we all come together and we go, you know what, we've all been screwed at some point. you know I don't trust you, you don't really trust me, but we're going to work together and we're going to make something great that's going to cover
yeah.
up all this crap that's happened to us, and we're all going to work together on it.
Yeah.
So and that's where we are now. We're all to the point that, you know, everybody's been through drama and seen sort of some of what's happened to each of the other of us, and we've all come together and been like, you know what, all this drama is stupid.
Yeah.
We need to squash it, we need to put it behind us, and we need to work together and bring the community back to what it once was, instead of where it is now as a fractured set of nothing.
Yeah.
And that's where we are.
Yeah, I do hope to get back into pony roleplay because I do kind of miss role playing Luna, and you know, and hopefully I want to be able to get some role play with people who are more competent than the person I used to role play with.
Good. Well, we actually do have role play go on in Equestria. We've got Kanu that role plays Applejack in there. Bygone role plays in there. Mirage Moon role plays in there. They go from Equestria homes into Equestria to role play, hang out
Yeah,
and role play and have fun and come back to Equestria Homes to go to their houses.
Yeah.
And Equestria Homes, its whole purpose was actually, it was a requested dream from the role players of Equestria. They wanted to be able to have a house, and
Yeah.
I decided that the easiest way to do that was to allow them to build a house. So I created Equestria Homes for the people that were a part of Equestria so that they could, rent a house, build a house, be a part, have their own houses and everything. And it would also give money for us to be able to use to work on Equestria and do our patching and avatars and what have you. It would give us funds for that. And that's what
Yeah.
Equestria was made for. And I'm pretty happy with how well Equestria Homes has done, and we've had a pretty good following. A bunch of people have been in it, and we have people in it a lot most of the time. I mean, we had, I think, 20 or 30 players in it a couple days ago.
Ooh. Yeah. I know. My boyfriend's like finally like put off of pony roleplay because when we were on Second Life, we went into this one pony sim, and I don't know who if someone reported us or something, but like two of my friends had that they didn't really like bronies in their profile things, and so some staff member to that place got on and like just banned them without even saying anything. And just the crap that started just really put him off of roleplay or ponies. So yeah, it was ridiculous use of power. Like you don't ban someone without telling them first or whatever. Like even if you don't like bronies, they weren't even doing anything to anyone. Like they weren't harassing anyone. Like you can still be into ponies, but not like the fans of them. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I remember what my point was. Since he's no longer into ponies, we were going to try to think up like maybe our own pony storyline or something, so we can still be able to role play them. It just won't have anything to do with the world of My Little Pony. And I even like spent some time thinking up like it's sort of a bit of a backstory, I guess. I mean, like there's still a lot of it we need to world build, but like one morning I got to thinking about creation myths, like like old Native American creation myths, and I like wrote one. And then
Well,
like there was some other thing that I wrote.
I just so accidentally closed my Arcadia, and it actually pulled me from seeing my Fricadia on my screen share to seeing me. It's like, oh, well, let's not watch me in the middle of the night looking atrocious. You and your 5 o'clock in the morning sessions.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
be
know,
the
right?
you're gonna be the death of me. My puppy's all laying in this little stroller over here, conked out again. She woke up, chewed on my fingers for a few minutes, and then went back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a weird sleep schedule. I mean, like sometimes I end up being awake all night, and sometimes my schedule will like just flip itself, and then I'll be awake during the day.
Yeah, for a long time there, I was awake during the day, and then randomly I started being awake during the night, and then I played that all night long, pony thing with you yesterday, and now I'm back to being a night person again. So
Whoops.
it's all good. It happens. As a dream owner, you got to be able to deal with coping with what's going on with your staff. If your staff's awake at a specific time, then you got to be able to be awake with them and be able to put input onto what they're doing.
Yeah.
However, my puppy's got gas and she stinks.
Gross.
4-week-old puppy gas. Yuck.
Yeah. The dogs that we have now, they're Chihuahuas, and like when we still lived in an actual house and not an apartment, uh, like our male dog Louie like got to her like 3 separate times, so she ended up having like 3 litters of puppies. Those puppies smelled so bad.
Puppies do.
Yeah, I don't like puppy smell.
Like, when they're little tiny and they're with their mom and they've got that that puppy breath is cute. When you're bottle raising them, they don't have that puppy breath. Their breath
Yeah,
is bad. There's nothing about bottle raising a puppy that's anything like a puppy being raised by its mother.
yeah,
I mean, it's cute. You get to bond with that puppy, but it's harder for you to get rid of that litter because you had to bottle raise them.
yeah,
It's like I'm probably going to end up keeping Paige because I've had to spend so much time with her. Because of the fact of losing her siblings and everything, I'm probably going to end up keeping her. I really don't need her, but, it's going to be like,
yeah,
you want to do what with my baby? You know, but I guess that's okay. Hopefully she'll get to where she walks and she uses her back legs. I mean, she uses them, she just won't stand on them.
yeah,
Like, she's lazy. She wants me to bring the food to her. She wants me to pick her up and move her to where she wants to go. She doesn't want to do it on her own. She thinks that I'm her butler and I'm supposed to do it for her.
yeah,
And I'd put her on the floor in my house and everything, but Parvo is everywhere in my neighborhood. So she's either in the pack and play, in my arms, or in the stroller. Because she's not with her mom, so she's not got the antibodies from her mom's milk to keep her from getting sick. And I had a Chihuahua that I spent $80 on that I bought from the people across the road, and I had him for 3 weeks, and he died of parvo.
oh wow.
And I didn't think it was in my house, and it come from next door because their dog got pregnant by the same dog that got Paige's mom pregnant.
Hmm.
And there was 6 puppies born. I got the 2 males, and they had the 4 females left. And instead of finding homes for them, they just kept them. And
Yeah,
instead of taking them to the shelter where they could have been adopted earlier, they kept them until they were 3 months old, and all 4 of them caught parvo and had to be put down. Their
aw,
blue pit bull that they had actually gotten shots for got stolen. So I was going over there trying to help them with their stuff about the pit bull, and every time I would come home, when I would deal with their dogs or whatever, I would bleach my hands, I would bleach my shoes, I would wipe myself down real good. I thought I had gotten, that I didn't have it. but I had walked it straight through my house, through my living room where my Chihuahua played, and out my back door and into my yard. And my one dog in the backyard that didn't have her shots, she was about a year and a half old. She died of parvo.
Oh, dang.
She was a red brindle, red nosed, red and white pit bull with one blue eye and one brown eye.
Yeah.
And I lost her. And then he started to get sick, and I battled with him with the parvo for a week before it got the best of us, and he passed away in my arms
Aw.
at 8 o'clock in the morning. When I
Yeah.
forced him to take some liquid, he passed away in my arms. Turns
Dang.
out I wasn't giving him enough liquid because I was so used to dealing with big dogs, because I've always had big dogs. I didn't want to inject too much liquid into him rectally because I didn't want to bust his rectum, but I
Yeah.
wasn't putting enough liquid into it.
Hmm.
And I ended up losing him.
Yeah.
And it killed me, you know. I named him Jackson after Jax Teller on Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah. My mom watches that show.
It's over with now, but, you know, and it was mainly because, you know, at the end of the show itself, Jax went into an oncoming tractor trailer and
Yeah, my mom
himself.
told me. Yeah.
It was a memorial thing for Jackson Teller, and you know, I, you know, but I was gonna make him my new service dog, and he was gonna have was gonna make him a little blue jean like biker vest,
Yeah.
and I was gonna do his service dog patches like, you know, biker patches. So it was gonna be service dog, Goldsboro, North Carolina, and then have like the service dog patch in the center that says, you know, access required by law or whatever. And then put his
Yeah.
name on a tag in the front, you know, on his little lapel and everything. And he was gonna have his own little biker coat, service dog biker coat. But
Yeah.
he didn't make it. So
Hmm.
I had actually, the little harness that he wore up until he passed away, I made for him by hand.
Yeah.
I sewed it myself. I was working on him a cute little dress shirt. I was gonna sew his biker vest and everything by hand too. Everything that I was making for him was gonna be by hand.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting into making dog clothes. And between him and my big dogs, I would have had the sizes of dogs to be able to try it on dogs. But now that he's
Yeah.
gone, you know, he was my little mascot, and I don't know what to do at this point.
Yeah.
Because he was going to be the face of Kutzer Couture, which is what I was going to call it.
Yeah.
And now he's gone.
Yeah. That sucks.
And then I ended up with Paige's litter, and I lost 7 of them, and she ended up left. So I guess in the end, you know, I was supposed to end up with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My sister's dog is um the pit bull mix is like something else I can't really remember, and she's got that brindle coat and
Brindles
like
are beautiful dogs. I've got
yeah.
a female from a litter from a few years ago where the guy next to me's dog got pregnant. He tried to say that it was my dog's puppies, but the puppies are clearly mixed with some kind of, like, I guess you could say like a collie or a blue heeler or something because of the coat
Yeah.
and the size. But I ended up with a red and white male with a red nose, and he's like red ears and then a red nose, and that's it. He's got green and gold eyes. His name is
Pretty.
Aries, and I ended up with a female, and they were the only ones that survived the litter. And the female is white with brindle spots. She's got the brown and black brindle spots. But the funny thing about her is when you're looking at her from one side, she's got a brindle face. When you're looking at her from the other side, she's got a white face. So from one side, she looks like one dog, and from the other side, she looks like a completely different dog.
Yeah, my sister's dog. Like she's mostly brindle, but she's got like white front paws, and I think the inside of her back legs is white, and she's got like a big white splotch on one side of her face. It doesn't cover the whole thing, just like across her snout
Yeah.
and a white belly. It's a really cute dog.
And I named them Athena and Aries. Aries was originally named Champ, and he was supposed to actually, Four Speed was supposed to buy him from me and never did.
Huh.
He never came to get him.
Wow.
And Athena, she ended up getting her name because 2 weeks old when I picked her, well, 3 weeks old when I picked her up and she finally opened her eyes, I looked at her and said, "Hey, look, you can see me now." And the first thing she does is grr, grr, grr.
Aww.
Really? The first thing you do when you actually see me is you growl at me? I've been taking care of you for weeks now. What's wrong with you? You're definitely an Athena, the little goddess of war. I put her back in the box, and then when he ended up deciding he didn't want him or not coming to get him. I named him Aries, and it's Aries and Athena, the god and the goddess of war.
Yeah.
So, and Athena and Aries don't really know anybody but me. Aries is the sweetest dog you'll ever meet, literally, as long as I'm around.
Yeah.
If you go up to him and he don't know you, and I'm not there, so that he knows that you're okay, he will growl at you.
Yeah.
Athena's the same way. Even if I'm with her, if you come up to me and she thinks you may hurt me, she'll growl at you.
Yeah.
I had her in my arms when she was 7 months old, and I was walking down the road with her, and this guy stopped me and started talking to me, and just the way he was carrying himself, she started growling at him. And then some guy was coming up behind me, and she started trying to go over my shoulder after that guy because he was coming up behind me, and I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
So my dogs are pretty protective of me. And then I've got the two boys that I got next door. They're really loving, but they don't know anybody but me either. And their mom is a pit bull German Shepherd, so she's large.
Ooh.
And their dad is a Labrador Retriever St. Bernard, so he's large. They're 4 months old, and they're already bigger than my pit bulls.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, they're 4 months old, and their heads already hit about, right where my crotch is, pretty much. Their noses is even
Yeah.
at 4 months, and I'm 5'2". They're pretty big dogs at 4 months.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them going, "You guys are going to be massive. Your paws are the size of my hand."
Yeah, my sister's dog, she's kind of like she's got big paws, and every time she steps on my feet, like she crushes my toes and it hurts.
Yeah, big pawed dogs are, but Cupid looks like a Burmese mountain dog, and Johann is a cream and white with a reddish pinkish nose.
Yeah.
And Cupid is the active one. He's bouncing around and loving on everybody. Johann is the off to himself, he'll come up to you and he'll lick your hand or he'll spend time with you, but he prefers to be off to himself.
Yeah.
So all my animals have personalities. I have a fainting goat I named after my soon-to-be ex-husband, Gary,
Yeah.
because they're both stubborn. And my goat likes me more than my husband ever did. I got a 5-toed cat. He's got 5 toes on all 4 paws. His name is
Aw.
Raziel. He's solid black.
I like
He
polydactyl cats with all the
Yeah.
toes.
He's awesome, but when he gets mad at you, he'll pop you, and it feels like somebody's slapping you. Like literally, he's like a boxer. He's just like pop. My cat B slaps people on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He's just like, bitch.
Yeah.
Yep, just how he is. No, he won't slap you. It's okay. No, it's okay. You're fine. You're fine. See, you're in here and he's in the back of the house. And he's in the back of the house because he used to attack Jackson. And I didn't like it. He slapped him one day. And I got mad at him and I put him in the bathroom. When a cat 4 times bigger than a Chihuahua puppy slaps a Chihuahua puppy across the room just because it sniffed him, he goes in the bathroom. He's a grounded
Yeah.
puppy. So I grounded the kitty.
Aw.
He was not very happy with Jackson sniffing him.
Yeah.
And I was not very happy when he slapped my puppy across the room. So how many poses do we have left to shade in this
4.
shading?
Just the laying positions now, and they'll be very quick.
Yay! I guess we'll do the marking party tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll probably go pretty quickly too, because like the way I do it, let me use this one pose. Oops. Like usually I'll move it over, and then I'll use like collar in. Let me think of trying to remember. Like I just like color in the thing that I'm going to color, and then use Control K.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether we want to change the markings that we have set up for the avatars or if we want to leave them the same. Because like when Kuroku did the avatars, she missed a couple of the markings. Like boots is not only supposed to be the bottom of the foot, but there's supposed to be a stripe down the face between the eyes and down the muzzle of each of the avatars.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is just how I do it. It's a lot quicker to do than trying to color it in by hand.
So, but that's definitely not the marking for that avatar.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just an example. I'll get all the markings proper tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was I doing?
You were on that one.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes with avatars, like especially with the shading, I just do a lot of splicing and make sure they all fit together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's quicker that way.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we're finally getting, people that can come in and help. Because poor Kanu, she's been driving herself crazy trying to get this stuff done. Being in
Yeah, I can understand.
everything. He's been a real trooper about it, though.
Yeah, because like whenever me and my boyfriend tried to work on making a custom patch dream, it's literally only like me and him as the only people actually, actively working on everything, and it's just like too much of a strain.
Yeah. We were at a standstill and stagnant for so long because, she was my only patcher. And she would be working on something and then she'd be like, oh my God, I got to work on this and I got to work on this. And then she was bouncing around for a while. And then she started working on the avatars, getting them touched up and whatever. And she's been doing that for a while now. And it's just like, she really needs help. And I was trying to find people to help. And, most of the people that were doing avatars were working with DEP right now or something, or the people that were doing patching was busy helping with the pixel art for the game, and it was just like impossible to find anybody that would be able to help us.
Yeah.
So, it's really nice to be able to have people to come in and be like, we're gonna help. What do you need help with? So.
Yeah.
Cause she really needed some minions. Garuke had Force Speed there for a while that helped him, and then he left, and then he's back, and then he left, and then he's back, and then he left, and now he's back again.
Wow.
But he's the only other coder that we've had in the dream other than Garuke. And most of the coding and stuff has been done by Garuke. So,
Yeah.
and of course he's working on the bots too. So he's doing the bots and the coding in the Phoenix Speak, and then of course Kanu's doing the touch up for the avatars and the patching, and it's been so all over the place with everybody.
Chaotic.
Yeah, it's been really chaotic, and it's just gotten to the point that we've worked and worked and worked and worked on stuff, and then like everybody gets to the point that they're burned out for a while.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, then we stop for a while and we go back to it, and then we stop for a little while and we go back to it, and then we stop for a little while and then we go back to it. That's why it's taken us so long to get anywhere. I mean, I started commissioning the avatars that Kanu is touching up now when everything happened. Like within 4 weeks, I had somebody commissioned and the first set of avatars.
Yeah.
And that's been a couple years now that we've been trying. So, yeah, it's been really chaotic, really hectic.
Yeah, fixing up avatars, like for me, is pretty easy because it's, an avatar that already exists.
Kanu is very OCD.
Yeah.
I love her to death, but she's extremely OCD and she's extremely on point. It's got to be perfect before she lets anybody see it.
Yeah.
And it's gotten, and that's why it's taken us so long with it. She's still got to start on the items, the nature items,
Yeah.
And then she's been working on the floors, and she's to the water floors at this point, and the stone floors for everything. She's already got the grass, and she's got the dirt done, but we're still, we're still at that point that we were stuck, and luckily now she's got help, so she's not as stuck anymore.
Yeah.
We're getting stuff done. Now, unfortunately, we got so many patchers going on that we don't have as many coders as we do patchers now, so poor Garuke is going, you guys are really getting this stuff done quickly. Well, of course we are. We've got 3 or 4 patchers now, Garuke. There's a lot more of them working on everything than there was before.
Yeah.
That's why everything's getting done so quickly. He's like, you guys are turning out stuff fast. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to keep up. What all coding do you need? What do I need to do? And I was like, well, we can't really do anything until we get the map. Then you
Yeah.
can start coding. Well, okay, well, when am I going to get the map? I said, well, as soon as we get the items for us to put into the map. He goes, okay, when's that going to happen? I said, well, after Kanu's done with touching up the avatars and turning them into bases and then turning them into avatars, then she's gonna start on the nature items and finish up the floors. And Bygone is working on Sugar Cube Corner, so when he's done with that, the inside and the outside, then it's all gonna go over to Mel, and Mel's gonna work on it, and he's gonna get it all straightened out. So and put it into a map for us.
Yeah.
He's like, so it's gonna be a while. I said, yeah, it's gonna be a while. He says, so we've got time. I said, yes, you've got time. You've got time to work on the bots and stuff. Don't worry. He's like, okay, as long as I've got time, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, but, we've still got a lot that we've got to do, but we've got, until we get a map together and the patch is done, Garuke can't start weaving his magic. So we're waiting on all that now.
Yeah.
Having 4 of you guys patching now, 2 of you working on avatars, 1 of you working on ports, and another working on items, it's going to be awesome. I mean, Mortain can do nature items, but Kanu has claimed everything nature, and she wants to do them herself for, blending purposes and consistency.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she's been working on the mayor base, so she wants to do the stallion base because it's pretty much an edit of the mayor base.
Mm-hmm.
And then, go from there. So what we've pretty much decided we're going to do, I think, is going to do the mayor base and the stallion base, and then we're going to rip a pose or 2 and turn them into flats, and we're going to send them over to you, and you're going to do the mane and the tail.
Ooh.
And then we're going to send it back over to her for approval, pretty much, because she's the head patcher. So you get to design the mane and the tail for the avatars. The only one that you won't be designing is the earth, which is already designed. So you'll have to make the filly match the earth mayor.
Yeah.
We're going to cut off something there.
Yeah. It's part of the neck.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Well, at least we don't have to worry because she seems to approve of your butts. She seems to have approved of your booty, so she might not be so booty OCD with your avatars.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty booty OCD. She likes the pony booty. Yes, Kanu, I am openly saying this on a YouTube stream. Kanu is all about the pony base. This is a joke between all of us that are doing development on Equestria because she's working so hard on the bases and getting the pony booties rounder because they were kind of flat. So she spends a lot of time looking at pony booty pixels. So we joke that she likes pony booty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to give my thumb a rest and stretching it out every now and then because it's gotten to this point that, like, if I sit and draw for too long, my thumb kind of starts going numb a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's just something about, What was it? Muscle memory or something,
Hmm.
and like just ever since I started doing thumb stretches, I've been able to draw for much longer without it freaking out on me.
That's good.
It's like as long as I keep doing thumb stretches, I can keep going. It's like I've held things like this for, you know, held my pen like this forever, like even throughout like school, and even now, like when I keep drawing, so my thumb is throwing fits about it.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We're almost done with shading. Then it's just, the quick edit for the colors and then the edits to add the horns to them and the wings to them.
Yeah, they got really stubby little horns and wings
Yep.
for the foals. When I get to the Colts, like, do you want? How do you want me to edit them to look more like Colts? Like making the nose. I know making the nose a little more square, but like
Yeah.
what else?
I guess the barrel of the chest, make it just a little bit like bigger. You see how the
Yeah,
females are like smaller? Kind of make it a little bit bigger round.
yeah,
It gives them a little bit more size to show that they're a little bit beefier than the females.
yeah,
But other than that, they're really not that different. Um,
yeah,
that much of a difference between the fillies and the colts, to be truthful.
yeah,
You know, but when Furcadia updates, there's going to be a male and a female of every species. So we're gearing up for that, is what we're doing. That's why we're doing
yeah,
a male and a female of every species, because we want to be sure that we've got a male and a female to put into our dream when 32-bit hits.
yeah.
So, yeah. That's where we're going with that. It's just easier for us to have them done already than have to worry about doing them later.
Yeah.
So I figured it'd just be easier to do them all at once and turn them into locals until we got them straightened out, and then once it's time for us to add them into the actual dream as actual avatars, they'll open up more locals.
Yeah. Oops.
That's the general idea, at least.
Yeah.
So we're just gearing up for the 32-bit update. It won't take as much to get them straightened out when they're 32-bit if we've already got a base to go on for all the genders. And then with the
Yeah.
pack, of course, we've got 15 locals, so the ones that we can't actually do male and female of in the dream, like we could always go as far as putting all of them in where they need to be at, and then turn around and put the other gender in as a local, and then have the dragon speak, decide whether you're male or female or unspecified gender when you enter the dream, and show either the avatar or the local for you.
Yeah.
So that when people come in and it changes it over to the 32-bit update, and they come into the dream and the avatars are placed in as male and female, it's not as, oh my God, what am I supposed to be now? Because this used to be the male Colt. Now it's all of a sudden a dragon,
Yeah.
you know. You missed 2 pixels.
Yeah, I got these, like, other things in my way. Let's see,
So that's the general idea for that. That's why we're doing it that way.
yeah.
Why does that foot look a little bit rounder than that one? Oh, it's a pixel larger. It's a pixel longer.
Hmm.
See that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have to fix that. Yeah, I'll probably just leave the face and then
No, I mean
copy
the
paste
hoof
over it.
itself. The hoof. You see where it
Yeah.
goes, where it comes down?
Oh yeah, it's just a little.
Yeah, it's a pixel. It's actually a pixel longer on that than it is here.
Hmm.
The pixel wider.
Yeah.
There you go. See? It
Yeah,
wasn't
I didn't
actually
even
that
notice
part that
that.
I was talking about. It was that part of the hoof that I was talking about.
Yeah.
There you go. Because I mean, all in all, that looks right. It was the hoof that was different.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So it's all good. We fixed it. It's all good. It matches now. Remember that little black square, that little dark square is extra.
Yeah, right here.
No, on the inside.
Inside.
The same area, but the inside square, not the outside. You took the outside.
Oh, okay.
Switch it between them.
Huh?
Switch it between them and look.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I see that.
There you go. Woohoo! I helped. It's amazing the things we talk about at the wee hours in the morning.
Yeah.
Wait till you actually get to join into like the blah chat that we've got where we talk about all kinds of random stuff.
Yeah.
Kanu's really good for. She used to do it all the time. She doesn't do it as much, but she runs blah chat night where like she puts up the chat and she calls everybody in the chat and then they like do truth or dare and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I think she's got a picture of herself somewhere, I think, licking soap from Truth or Dare night one night.
Oh my god.
You know, we've got an interesting staff. You know, and it's more of a staff
Yeah.
bonding, building thing than it is anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think the leg moves. There you go.
Yeah, I was trying to get that, yeah, I need to still flip this one.
Isn't that the last one though?
Yep.
Woohoo!
I'll add this one over and then I'll get to the. That's close. Yeah, it's so early in the morning now. I'm just like starting to lose track of whatever the heck I'm doing.
Yeah. I've noticed that when you were deleting the body, not the head. It's like,
I was like, what am I doing?
why is. I don't know. She's probably got a method to her madness. It'll be okay. Got a method
This is
to
what I
her
was doing.
It'll be okay. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. There's always a method to the madness, you know. At least that's what I tell people. There's always a method to my madness.
And let's see. Just a head left, and then we will be done with shading.
Yay. Go back through and clean up the ones that's got the random extras.
Yeah. And I'll be able to send over the finished shading.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Oops. Wait. Okay, I bet I could just take the head of this one.
Oh my god, she cut his head off!
Yep, and we're done.
All right. Go through and make
Whoops.
sure you find the ones that's got the random little extras. Because there's a couple of them that's got extra.
Yeah,
Let me
right there.
go there. There's one.
Yep, I think that's all of them.
Yep, that's all of them.
Okay.
We now have a shaded Philly avatar, everybody.
Woohoo.
Tomorrow, we do remaps.
Yep, and those won't take very long, especially with the way I do them.
Yep, so she'll
Yeah.
probably do remaps and then might start unicorn horns or Pegasus wings or something tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I have the wings like sticking up or folded.
Folded. Kanu's
Uh,
got this thing about wing boners. I don't think. Wait, are their wings sticking up or folded in the show?
Most of the time in the show, they usually have them like sticking up. I think maybe.
We'll
I don't
have to do
know.
the research to figure it out because we want it to be as close to the show as possible. I think
Yeah.
most of the time I see Scootaloo's wings up
Yeah.
because they're so little. They're just like you can't fold them or something.
Yeah. I've seen them like folded. I think, but most of the time in the show, I think they're just sticking up.
I don't know. I'll talk to Kanu about it and find out what she wants to do so that we know tomorrow. If you want to
Yeah.
do the Pegasus wings tomorrow, you never know. You may be able to get the Pegasus wings and the horns done.
Yeah. Those won't be very hard. I just have to make north and south facing wings and horns, and that's about it.
Yep. And then with the laying poses, there's a couple. There's one of the laying poses with the wings. Oh God, I'm starting to get tired. Laying poses with the wings like that one. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So I'd say the laying poses, we definitely want the wings. The laying and sitting poses, we definitely want the wings down, though.
Yeah, like this one here, they'd mostly be hidden. It'd go the way the head is.
Yeah. But I know
But
definitely sitting and laying, we probably want the wings to be tucked, like they're down.
yeah, I could like for this pose right here, I could probably have the wings open but like down, so like that'll have like like just like feathers like sticking out or whatever.
Yeah.
So it'd still be obvious that it's like a Pegasus laying down or
Yeah.
Pegasus fall. Because I know like with the way the head is right here, they'd both be hidden behind the head.
Mhm. Yeah. So. But yeah, we now officially have a shaded Pegasus foal that blinks and breathes.
Yay.
Or no, Earth foal. Sorry. I'm tired. Tomorrow we will have a Pegasus foal.
Yeah, and a unicorn too.
So tomorrow the fillies will be done and then we'll start on the colts.
Yep.
Yay! Okie dokie. We, I believe, are going to sign off for the night at this point because I'm ready to go to bed. I don't know about Mel.
Yeah, I
But,
might stay up a little longer.
okay. Well, it's like 5:30 in the morning, so You know, the sun's going to be coming up here real soon, and my puppy's ready to go to sleep. So, yep. Well, we hope you enjoyed watching us shade the new foal avatar, the new filly avatar. We're watching Mel shade and me talk randomly. We will hopefully see you guys tomorrow.